Friends, hello, I'm glad you are here. If you're back with me or you're new with me yapping here, let's talk about Mullen Automotive. Friends, it's a situation right now. So hopefully many of you listened and you stayed away from Mullen as late. And that, I took a lot of heat last few times I've talked about Mullen because I told people, I was like, listen, it's going to keep going down. It's going to keep going down. The reason it's going to keep going down is because there's no hope. But that's what we're here to do right now, is talk about hope. Can Mullen be saved? What is the next steps? Let's look at Mullen and let's look at some numbers and let's see what's going on here. Friends, Mullen stock right now has fallen back into this 23-cent range. The CEO David here, they are supposed to have a board meeting here in August. Now, before Mullen had this reverse split, if you're new to Mullen, you're probably not really going to even know what I'm talking about. If you've been with Mullen for a few months now, you're probably going to remember the situation. Before Mullen had this first reverse split here, just a month and a half ago at this point, maybe just a month, Mullen was actually supposed to more than likely have the reverse split if they could not get their stock to $1 by September. We saw Mullen go ahead and do a reverse split, which, PO'd a lot of people, and Mullen was trying to dilute, get shares back straight, get it above $1, because obviously if, the stock cannot stay above $1, they're going to be wiped off the stock exchange. So Mullen is back in the same situation here where the stock continues to fall. And now the board of directors will have a meeting here in August to decide the fate of what they're going to do. How are they going to handle the situation? And they really haven't said what they're going to do, but they have a few things that they're looking at. More than likely, we will see Mullen go into one more reverse split here to try to eat up some shares and get it back up to above $1 before NASDAQ says, hey, you can't play on our playground anymore. So obviously, we're not wanting Mullen to get delisted here. This is not a hit piece that I'm trying to make here. I'm really not. We want Mullen to work, but we have to look at what is going on here. So I know this video is not going to do well amongst people because I can make a video with a thumbnail saying Mullen is going to squeeze to $1.50 and I would probably get 5,000 views. And the majority of people would be going, you know what, you're right, it's going to do that. And then the other half would be sending me death threats and, calling me crazy. Either way, I'm going to fall into that category. It's fine. But we have to talk about the hard situations that we see come up with stocks that we're investing in or that we're looking at. And Mullen is in a bad situation right now where the whole Saudi deal, I think we've established that was just a scam. That was a bunch of BS. It fooled a lot of people. It's just not real. The only true knowledge, the only true big thing that we do know to be true as of right now that came from the CEO mouth himself is that Mullen here within weeks now is supposed to start releasing their vehicles for people that have already prepaid for their sedan cars, and that they will be releasing them to lots to be sold, and they're going to try to tackle the private sector of just day-to-day people. So that's going to be huge. That's going to be big. Now, that doesn't mean Mullen is going to explode in July. What it means more than not is that this is going to be the last fighting chance Mullen has to really organically get the stock up and going. Possibly within the next few weeks, we will see Mullen hike up. Possibly. More than likely, what is going to happen here, Mullen is going to continue to bleed here. Mullen is probably going to bleed here to under 20 cents. It's going to be so low to where people are going to come in here again. They're going to eat up a bunch of shares all at once. And especially if there's some good news on that, that's really going to help push the stock. We're going to see Mullen hit some high numbers, high volume, but at a very fast rate with mass sell-off again at that point. Then we'll see where Mullen evens out here. Now, for Mullen to turn into $1 and remain $1, I don't know if time is on their side right now, because just them releasing vehicles to customers, that's fabulous. That's good news. That's what we want. The problem is Mullen is at a situation right now where the big dogs, the big investors, not just like Tom and Jerry buying 500 shares or 1,000 shares. We're talking about corporations. We're talking about people that, day trade for a living. We're talking about people that hold on to shares for a long time, to where they're going to be trusting Mullen to buy into it, 20,000, 30,000 shares, keep them, and day traders, once again, paying attention to Mullen, because right now the day trade almost is falling apart on Mullen. It's not really getting attention right now either. But obviously what Mullen needs more than not is long-term investors. And when Mullen starts releasing these cars to people that have already bought them, we're not going to see the quarterlies anytime soon. It's going to be a little bit. Hopefully we see just an onslaught of good news here in the next few weeks with Mullen, to where it helps push up the stock. Hopefully the next quarterly that comes out, we see Mullen actually making some decent money, doing good on their balance sheet. That's really the main thing right now. Mullen needs lots of money. They need a lot of money. And that's where they're really falling short with trust in investors right now. So friends, to take all this, we put it in a pot, we stir it around. The main things that we're chewing on right now is that July, Mullen is supposed to release their vehicles to customers that have already bought them. And I'm assuming to lots. They've been kind of secret. I mean, it's like it's out there, but it's not out there what they're doing. Mullen is not the best of releasing news when it comes to what they're actually doing. Mullen has set up a partnership with Phoenix Truck Bodies and Van Here Equipment, working with this company now. And also we know Mullen still has contracts that they're fulfilling, that they have going on. So Mullen is not so much close to bankruptcy as it is just running out of time for the stock exchange. Right now, Mullen has to get above $1 for at least 10 consecutive days and remain there, and it's not able to do it on its own terms. It's not doing it. This is very concerning, and it's going to take some hardcore concrete news to really cement the deal for Mullen to stay above $1 and prove to NASDAQ that it can survive on its own. And the last bit of that, friends, obviously if you've been on the stock exchange for any time, we do know that when stocks get run down so much, more than likely we're going to see one more pop here in Mullen. At least we're going to see a pop. There's probably no doubt about that. Now, is this going to be from a 20 cents to a 50 cents, from a 20 cents to a 60 cents, 70 cents? Just a few months ago here, when Mullen did get beat down like it is now, it did have a one-day pop where it had about a 70% gain. But it was, snap of a finger, it was over. Mullen likes to move in after-hour market hours too, which is a problem for a lot of people. So if you're long-term on Mullen, be prepared to hold on even longer. If you are short-term and you're looking for a pop here, watch it closely, watch the volume, watch the numbers. I would imagine here within the next few weeks, we should start to hear what's going on with Mullen and what they're planning on doing here. So friends, hopefully you're not too mad. Listen, I get it. This is a rough situation with Mullen. It is a rough situation. A lot of people have been duped into things with what is hearsay with Mullen, people making up lies, and just, getting lost in chat rooms. I think if you're going to believe anything with Mullen, just stick to Mullen's website and what we know to be true. And be prepared for, some more hardship here, unless something dramatic happens here, which I hope something dramatic does happen here, something dramatically good. But friends, until then, I will talk to you soon. I wish all of you the best of luck with this. Friends, take care.